In fact, problem number 4 is the exact same one we did yesterday in our quiz, or 24, right? So, a good example of how we case things from time to time. We copy and steal everything. Okay? I am. So, I will be, this is one of the videos that I'll be sharing with everybody today. Everyone will essentially get, I think it's 5 links to 5 different videos that will cover every single problem on your study guide. Okay? So that way tonight, if there's an area that you're struggling with, maybe it's adding rational numbers, maybe it's multiplying and dividing rational numbers, you can then watch the video, and with your online textbook, you can go through and say, all right, this is obviously from lesson 2.4 from your textbook. If you go to your online textbook, put in 2.4 or lesson 2 or chapter 2, lesson 4. In the resources part, you can go to the practice journal, and there'll be plenty of different worksheets. In fact, I emailed everybody, I think 6 different worksheets from 2.4 a few days ago. I think it was on Monday. And I asked you just to do practice B. But there's a practice A, there's a practice C, there's story problems. So plenty of options for kids tonight to be able to do the practice. And the video covers, or these videos cover a little bit, almost everything, one problem of everything. All right? So we're going to look at this, and I'm going to underline some keywords here, because when we do story problems, we can't just read them one time. We have to read the question, and then we have to go back and say, what is the question asking? Are there some keywords in there? And can we interpret, can those keywords tell us which mathematical operation we have to use, whether we have to add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Okay? And since I told you already it's from 2.4, guess what? It's either multiplying or dividing, right? Which are kind of the hard pieces for us to figure out. So you're playing golf. The hole is 420 yards away. You shoot a ball. Uh-oh, I missed part of it. And it's 2/3. 2/3 of the way. Right? And I'm going to write 2/3 of the way. How far did you shoot? We want to find what is 2/3 of what number? 420. 2/3 of 420 means that we need to multiply. Okay? 2/3 times 420 over 1. Now, we could go ahead and we could multiply first and then simplify. But I know right now that 3 goes into 420. Because the divisibility rules of 3 is you add up the digits, 4 and 2, that equals 6. If 3 goes into the sum of the digits, we know it's going to work. Okay? So 3 will go in there, so I'm going to take out that common factor of 3. And I should get a grand total of 140. So now we have 2 times 140, which is a grand total of 280 over 1. Now, if I didn't simplify, I'd have 2 times 420. That gives me 840 over 3. Okay? And if I divide both of them by 3, I should get exactly that exact same thing. Okay? So, wow, I wish I could hit it 280 yards every single time off the tee. Good tee shot. Okay? We'd say 280 yards. All right. Problem number 24. Man, I sent you this video. Well, I did this video yesterday. And actually, I did a new way of doing our relearning and retake that might be a little bit easier. I figured, and I use it for block 5. What I did is I did the entire test. And I videotaped it. I handed back the quizzes from yesterday, and then I sent an email of that video. So kids could scroll, like maybe you didn't understand number 3 from yesterday. They could go to number 3, scroll ahead to number 3, watch the video, see where they made their mistake, and I think that's what we're going to use. That might be a little better way. So on Monday when we come back, I'll do the same thing. I'll take the actual test, I'll videotape it, I'll send it to you, you'll get back your test, and you can be able to see from there what you did wrong and correct your mistake. All right? So 13 and 5/10 or 13 and a half gallon gas tank. Okay? That means that the entire gas tank is 13 and a half gallons. And we know that it is 4/5 full. How many gallons will it take to fill the tank? So, in other words, we want to find out what is 1/5. Do we want to know how many 1/5s go into 13.5? Or do we want to find 1/5 of 13.5? It should be 1/5 of the tank, right? And that will tell us how. Now, we could take 4/5 of 13.5, and that would tell you how much gas you have right now. And then you could find the difference of the two, and you'd be fine. That just adds one more step. So I would do 13 and a half over 1 and multiply that by 1/5. Okay? In other words, we get 13.5 divided by 5. Everybody okay with that? So now we need to figure out how many 5s go into 13.5. And that's a classic example why sometimes kids think that of means divide. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. All right. 5 goes into 13 how many times? 2 times, right? So I put my 2 above the 3. 2 times 5 is 10. I do my subtraction. Every time we subtract with division, we need to make sure that when we're done subtracting that this number, which sometimes we call a remainder, is less than the number we're dividing by, which we're okay here. I'm going to bring down the 5. We're going to say how many 5s go into 35? 7. And then it terminates perfectly, right? So we have 2 7/10 gallons of gas needed to fill up that tank. Now we can make a really good problem saying that how much will it cost if it's $1.99 for 1 gallon of gas? You could figure that out, right? We okay on that? Okay. So that video will be sent to you shortly. I just need to upload it to YouTube. I'm almost done. I have most of the videos already uploaded. I'll upload this one. I'll send them all to you, and then you can check your work. You guys can go ahead and start working on the rest of the sheet. And if you need help, please, please, please ask.